my name's Randy and I'm with the MassBike Safe Routes to Schools program, and today I want to talk to you about the ABC Quick Check for bike safety. So have you ever started riding your bike and tried to stop and then realized your brakes don't work? I'll be honest, that's happened to me and it's pretty scary. So do we want to find out when we're going down a hill that our brakes aren't working? No. We want to know that that is something that's taken care of in advance, right? Going down a hill, no brakes, that's going to be pretty bad. This is especially important when it's rainy out or during the winter, because your brakes can stop working from corrosion along the brake cables or the housing, and it can freeze, because if water gets into the housing, it can cause your brake cables to freeze. So every time we ride, we want to do a quick checkup on our bike to make sure everything is in working condition. And if you ride your bicycle to your friend's house and then ride your bike home in the same day, how many times do we want to check our bikes? Twice. That's right. Every time we get on our bike, we want to do a quick check. And especially actually, if we crash our bikes, we should also check our bikes before getting back on, especially because sometimes things can get knocked around or broken in the crash, and you don't want to ride a bike that's not working. So first, we have an A for the ABCs. What do you think A stands for? Any guesses? I'll tell you, A is something that goes inside the tires. That's air. So we have to make sure that our tires have enough air in them. If you've ever ridden a bike on flat tires, you'll know it's much harder to control the bike, and plus, you will ruin the rims, which are really expensive to replace. So when you check your tires, you want to give them a good squeeze. They should feel rock hard with no give or squish. Even if your tires aren't completely flat, did you know that you can get a flat tire from riding them when they have too little air? It's true. This is caused when the sides of the tire pinch the inner tube and create what look like snake bite holes on the tube, and you'll have to buy a new tube, which is more challenging than simply pumping up your tires. So that is really important to make sure that you have enough air in your tires, and we'll show you how to do that in another video, how to pump up your tires, okay? So that's the A, air. B, what do you think that stands for? Brakes. Yes, of course, your brakes are important. It's critical that you're able to stop. So we want to check our brakes by squeezing on the brake levers on the handlebars. I have these and I have these. I have two sets. Note that the brakes themselves are actually down by the wheels here on the rim. So now, do we test the brakes at the same time or different times? Different times. That way we make sure that the brakes work independently. First, on the left side, I'm checking my front brake, and on the right side, I'm checking my back brake. Do you know which brake is stronger? The front brake. Using only the front brake can cause your bike to flip over your handlebars. Your wheel will come up. So what about when you're only using your rear brake? What happens then? Actually, you just kind of skid. So that's A for air and B for brakes. What's the C? Chain. Yep. So your chain is the go part of your bike, and it makes sure that your wheels can move. So when I lift my bike up here and I start to pedal, you'll see that my wheel is moving. Okay, so that's the really important part of the bike. And if my chain drops, how do I get it back on? I'm going to show you how to do that. So my chain is off right now. What I want to do is, this piece is called the derailleur, and I'm going to push this piece and create some slack in my chain, and that will allow me to get it back onto the gear, and then see my wheel is moving again. So it's really important to keep your chain in good shape, making sure that it's not rusty, not dry, and that it's oiled. So other thing I want to mention that if you have a single speed bike, you may need to loosen the rear wheel to put the chain back on. This is a multi-speed bike, so that's why I have the back derailleur. What else? So, lastly, I want to talk to you about quick checks. And I'm just going to flip this thing around. Quick isn't because the check is quick, but it is, but also because it's a reminder for us to check any quick releases on our bike. The quick release can be found here. Also sometimes on the seat post, but I don't have that on my bike. So the quick release has an open position. This is a closed position. And I can open it like this, and if to take off the wheel, I would loosen this side and then start to lift off. I have one more piece that I have to move there. But it's important to have this be tight, but not too tight, okay? Making it too tight is bad for our bikes. So I'm steadying the bike here, and I'm going to, ooh, that's too tight. So I want to be able to push it closed and leave a little mark on my hand. You can kind of see that, so that you know that's actually the right pressure. If you have a little discoloring on your hand, that it's tight enough, all right? So remember, air, brakes, chain, and quick releases. Every time we get on our bike, we should do a quick safety check for the ABCs, air, brake, and chain. Thanks, guys. Talk to you next time.